What is up, everybody? I don't know why, but my makeup looks a little funky today. Welcome to the show! Oh, welcome. Happy Tuesday, the best night of the week. It's The Next Show Will Be Better, the Hickson Diaries podcast / live stream. I'm your host, Mandy. Thank you guys so much for being here. I enjoy it very, very much. So this is the podcast. We basically do a lot of reacts. We talk about some facts. I learn a bunch of facts. You guys bring the facts. And we chat. We talk about stuff. We talk about American stuff. We talk about British stuff. And we talk about anything that we feel like talking about, to be honest with you. It's kind of an open forum, as long as we're respectful and as long as you're not spamming me. But this show is going to be really cool. We're going to talk about some unsung heroes this show. We have a request that we have not been able to get to yet because the person who requested it has not been available, but I saw in the chat already that they are available today. So we're going to talk about the RAF a little bit today. We're also going to talk about a hero from my home state of New Jersey in the USA, and we're going to talk about some British SAS soldiers and compare them to American Navy SEALs. And then, if we have time, which we probably won't because I don't know how to shut up, but if we have time, we're going to talk about American things that make British people crazy. So, I hope you guys are buckled up for this. I am having a great night so far. I got to spend some quality time with my family, and now I'm here with you guys. So how can it get much better, to be honest with you? So I don't know if you guys saw this. This thing here. I don't know how much of, most of you don't follow that much of American politics, and most of it doesn't even translate over here to the UK. But right now, there's a little bit of a war going on between some universities in the US and the president of the United States, Donald Trump. Some people have some conspiracy theories. I don't know if there's any merit to them or not, so that's what I'm going to call them for now. That Baron Trump, the son of President Trump and his wife Melania, didn't get into Harvard, so there's a little bit of a thorn in President Trump's side about it. But I think it has more to do with the fact that Harvard University didn't cave to Trump's threats to take away their funding and start instilling all kinds of like draconian laws and smackdown on free speech and take away people's diplomas for viewing things a certain way, viewing international politics a certain way, etc. So I'm pretty sure this is a meme. I don't think this is real or anything, but I just thought it was hilarious because if it is just a meme, it's just really fun and clever. If it isn't a meme and it is true, then it's really fun and clever from Harvard. So I had to give it its due. In my opinion, something like this definitely needs to be out there for the American public because they're definitely in the middle of a fascist takeover and have no clue, most of them. But anyways, I know politics isn't everybody's favorite thing to talk about on this channel, but I like to talk about it, and I feel like it's almost a responsibility for us to talk about it. Especially when it's something like this, where there's a world power that is going through a massive change and will definitely affect global markets, global economy, global social reforms, and hopefully it'll stop at that, but who knows what else it'll affect. So anyways, I try to stay as informed as possible. I try to inform you guys as much as possible and try to keep it light and fun at the same time. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see what we got. Let's see who we got here. Because after all, the next show is only better when you're here. I mean, it could be kind of a cool show if it was just me, but it wouldn't be as much fun. Let's be fair. It wouldn't be as much fun. Although I am a pretty fun person. Diane, welcome. Thank you for being here. Falco, thank you so much for being here. Glad you're here. Manny, who's one of our members, thank you so much for being here as well. Colin, thank you for being here. We got, who else we got? We got Lorena from the US, my girl. Glad you're here. Hi, Maddie! Mick MacArthur, thank you for being here, Mick. Of course, we have Disco, who is our moderator and does an amazing job, also one of our channel members. Roy Cousins is here, another channel member. Love it. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you were sick, Falco, but I'm glad you're feeling better. TJ's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lots of highs and hellos, and I hope everybody's well. TJ's starting it already. Navy SEALs versus SAS, no contest. SAS went all the way. I don't know. I'm keeping an open mind to be completely fair. I don't know that much about the Navy SEALs, and I don't know that much about SAS either, so I'm trying to keep an open mind. I don't have any favorites. It's a really good meme, isn't it, Diane? I think it's hilarious. I loved it. And I was like, actually, Harvard should probably do it. Manny has a comment about our little meme. I'm so glad Harvard aren't bending the knee to Trump, the tangerine tyrant. I swear I know how to read. He's a total effing asshole, full of revenge, needs to be impeached. There's a whole lot of things. You have no idea. I could probably do a show every single night just on the crazy stuff that's happening in America right now. Like, it is, when I don't use the word fascist lightly, okay? It is being taken over. There's a lot of crazy stuff. Now, there's a lot of hope still, because there's a lot of moving parts going on behind the scenes. So it's possible that it's not going to really amount to much. And I hope to God I am wrong, but I study a lot of it, and it's got some way too many similarities to some other fascist regimes. That's all I have to say. So Disco's starting with some football talk about Manchester United's complete fail. I really can't say anything about it. I don't know enough about it, but I just know that my house was not happy. I know, Lorena. I think about you, Lorena, to be honest. I mean, I have a list of people that I think about. You're definitely on it. And I'm like, I know you had mentioned once or twice that you were looking to try to get out. And I hope that you do. And if you need any help, by the way, you need any advice, you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know. I'll do my best. I'm obviously not an expert, but I'm happy to share whatever knowledge I have, and etc. But yeah, please stay safe. Safety first. Yeah, I heard about that. You're talking about the car that drove into the pedestrians, right, Manny? I think that's what you're talking about. I heard about that. Thoughts and prayers. I hope everybody is well there as well. I hate to say things like thoughts and prayers, not because I don't mean it. Number one, I don't pray, so I don't really mean that part, to be fair. But I usually say thoughts and best wishes. But thoughts and prayers is like just a random thing, not a random. How do I explain it? When there's a big tragedy in America, like school shooting and a lot of kids get killed, every congressperson, every senator, every politician, every annoying public figure will say, oh, our thoughts and prayers are with the family. Yet they have the power to do something about it, and they don't. So to me, it's like an empty thing. I'm sure you don't mean it that way, Manny. I'm just trying, I try to say something different just because it just reminds me of that. And I don't want to come off as insincere or shallow or empty about it. But that's just because that's my experience with. Anyways. Oh. Liverpool was fun. I only got to visit it for a little bit, but I have to say that it is on the agenda. That's all I can say for now. Okay. Before we start moving on to our stuff to talk about today, I do want to show some recognition. We have 2 new members to the Mandyverse Collective, Scott and Stephen Pope. What? Welcome to the Mandyverse Collective. It's the coolest club in school. It's not. It usually isn't. I'm definitely not ever part of the coolest clubs in school. But yeah, thank you so much, Scott and Stephen Pope, for joining. I appreciate it very, very much. We are growing. We're growing slow and steady. It's a little bit slower than I'd like, but I'd rather do slow and steady. And I am so excited and so happy to have you guys as part of our members community. If you guys are interested in becoming a member, click that join button in below the video. It's a small fee, but know that you get some exclusive content. You get priority reply to comments. You get some other really cool stuff. Plus, a pound of your, I almost said $1. A pound of your membership fee goes directly to the Royal British Legion on top of everything that we raise as a channel for the month anyways. So we're actually doing really well. I'm going to be announcing at the end of the week where we are so far. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing well. And everything that you guys do helps us out. And we have a goal to reach £1,000 by the end of the year. So hopefully we will keep on to this trajectory and hit the £1,000 before we know it. TJ says it better not be the first week in August. Why, are you away? Because that is exactly, I was going to target it for exactly when you're away, TJ. I don't want to have to like run into you. I didn't know that, Manny. Oh, Arsenal women won the Champions League. Good for them. Congratulations. Oh, that's fantastic. We went to see the Lionesses play in London. They played the US women's team. And then we also went to see, I don't remember the name of the women's team, but it was at the Bromley Stadium or the Bromley Club. We went to see them as well. That was really fun. I enjoyed it. It's definitely a different vibe than the male game, but it was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And shout out to Arsenal. Good job. I know you don't want to bump into me, TJ. You've had enough of me already this year. I know. Mick says, I'm fishing in the New Brighton on the other side of the river from Liverpool in November. Ooh. Thank you so much for the super chat, Disco. I appreciate it. They beat Barcelona in Lisbon 1-0 or 1-0. Colin says it's a good week for English football all around. Is it? I don't know. I wouldn't know. I know the Knicks are doing well. That's basketball. Anyway, let's move on to something I know about. No, well, I don't know anything about this, but our good friend Falco had requested this a couple weeks ago during live stream, and it was at the tail end, and I couldn't get to it in time before the show ended. So I did promise that I was going to open it for the show last week, which I had it already and set up for, but Falco was under the weather and he couldn't join us, and I didn't want to do it without him. So we're going to do it today. I think this is what you were talking about, Falco, so let me know if I'm wrong. Oh, Lorena's a Rockets fan. That's because you're from Texas. You don't know anywhere. You don't know. You just don't know any better. That's the problem. The Knicks. Yeah, so they're called, their full name is the New York Knickerbockers, which is a terrible name. So they shortened it to Knicks. But apparently the Knicks made it into the playoffs, which is like unheard of. The Knicks are usually awful. So apparently that's really cool. They're a New York team. And they play at Madison Square Garden, which incidentally is where the Rangers play as well. Not a huge basketball fan, but I have seen the Knicks play a few times. So I'm sort of a fan. My partner used to be really into basketball when I first met him. So we watched a lot of games together. And my niece is actually a fantastic basketball player. So I kind of get into it a little bit with her as well. I don't know what that means, Colin. So I'm not going to say it out loud, but I just because I don't want to be offensive or anything, I'm not 100% sure what it means. I don't mean disrespect to you either. I just don't want to be offensive. Oh, Diane. Okay, so I believe that it is £2.99. Is that how you say it here? It's around £3. And actually, I might have misspoken. Usually the join button's below the video. So you might have to go to the video. Let me see if I can find the link real quick, and I can put it in the chat for you. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to see if I can help her out. I know exactly where to go. I just have to get there. Let's see how fast I can do it. Here we go. You don't need to be sorry, Diane. I appreciate the inquiry. That is the link to join. It's in the chat if you guys want to make it easier for you. If you don't, there's no pressure at all. But I do appreciate it I appreciate anything that you do. Just watching, just leaving comments, putting on the like button, all that stuff, just being a part of the chat. All of it works. All of it contributes. So however you're able to, I am very much appreciative. The Rockets, Lorena said the Rockets played against the Knicks. The Rockets won the champion in 93 and 94. Yeah, the Knicks aren't great. I know, Mick. That's why I haven't really said anything about it. They didn't do very well. So I didn't want to brag about that. But thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate that. But they are still the Rangers after. I'm kind of used to the Rangers sucking, to be honest with you. They almost always do. But I can't help it. I'm still a fan. Oh, parachute regiment, Colin. Okay, that's what I thought you meant, but I just wanted to make sure. Thank you so much for your service. That's fantastic. Knickerbockers are pants. Yeah, they're British pants. They're underwear. That's why it's a terrible name. Plus, no one's ever gonna say the New York Knickerbockers. Who's gonna say that? It's a terrible name. New York has really terrible names. The New York Giants. What is the Islanders? It's another hockey team from New York. I was thinking of one the other day, and it was really terrible. I can't remember what it was now. It was another New York one, and I was just like, what? The Yankees isn't a great. I mean, the only reason it's okay is because they have such a big legacy, but the Yankees isn't really a great team name mascot thing. So yeah, we're not good at that kind of stuff. New Jersey has a hockey team called the Devils. That is actually based on an urban legend of a Jersey Devil living in the woods in the south of New Jersey. So there's an area in New Jersey called the Pine Barrens, which is this huge, really thick forest of evergreen trees. And a lot of people camp there and stuff. But there was a myth, because it was so thick and so dense, that there was a devil that lived there, and the towns that were built just outside of the forest, the devil would come and like take the babies and stuff. So it's kind of based on that. It's still creepy and a little bit weird, but it's at least based on something. I don't know what the Knickerbockers and the Yankees are based. I mean, the Yankees are based on Yankee Doodle Dandy, I guess, but I mean, they're just terrible. They're just terrible. Anyways. The gift, Mick, the gift voucher that you won was for the website. So it doesn't work for YouTube memberships. However, if you want, we can see if someone is generous and has the means to gift you a membership for the YouTube channel. And also, if you want, the gift card that you won can be used to donate directly to the RBL on the website. If you want to do that, you just have to go to the landing page that has about the RBL partnership, and you'll be able to make a donation directly there. So you can use it for that instead. Yeah, the Giants share. Yeah, I know. You're good. Your knowledge is good, Mick. The Giants share a stadium in New Jersey, in East Rutherford, New Jersey, which is actually right across the river from New York City. But they share it with the New Jersey Jets. Another terrible name. I guess it's because there's a few Army bases in New Jersey, and that's why the Jets, I don't know. There wouldn't be Army bases, there'd be Air Force bases, but we see like Air Force jets all the time, but it's still a terrible name. Anyways. Manny says, I learned that the New York Giants get their name Giants due to the tall skyscrapers in New York City. That might be, but to me, it's still silly. They could have probably come up with something better. I mean, it's neat. I don't know. Diane says, woods are scary in America. Here's the thing. There's a lot of dense forest in America, even now. And there's a lot of dangerous animals that live in the forest. And there's a lot of dangerous animals that live in the desert, and there's a lot of desert and plains. So it is a little bit scary in the woods in America, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit scary. Isn't pants a word for rubbish in the US? I don't know. I don't know of it being used for rubbish. Pants are trousers in America. That's the only meaning I can think of that I've heard. Lorena might know. Oh, okay. Lorena agrees with me. She's already answered. I'm behind. Sorry. Playing catch up. Yeah, I didn't think so. I've only ever heard. I know here pants means like that's pants, like that's rubbish kind of situation. But the Yankees were originally the New York Highlanders. Where'd you come up with all? Are you Googling all of this as we're talking? The Highlanders. That's a terrible name too. Oh yeah, it's MetLife Stadium now. That's right. I forgot. All of the corporations take over. Disco says, I could never get into playing basketball, but my son is good at it. Yeah, my sister used to play a lot, and I never really got into it either, to be honest. I cheerleaded it, though. Thank you for that, Mick. I will reach out to you and let you know how we can do that. American badgers are scary from pictures I've seen. We don't really have badgers, I don't think. I actually have a planned video to compare and contrast all of the English animals and their dangerous American equivalents. but it's taking a lot of work. And I think Badgers is on the list, so I'll have to see. I'm gonna save that comment in my brain, Disco. Yeah, I don't think they're badgers, Lorena. I agree. I think he's probably something similar that looks like a badger. That's not a badger. Honey badgers. I don't know what that is. Okay, we could sit. I could sit and talk to you guys. I should stop planning and just sit in chat all night. We're gonna do that soon. Okay, well, let's get to Falco's thing because he's earned it. He's been very patient. I believe this is what you're looking for, Falco. I'm gonna give you a minute. Just tell me if I'm wrong. So Falco was part of the Royal Air Force, and we thank him for his service as well, as was Colin. We obviously support veterans on this show. My dad was a veteran in the US, and we donate to the Royal British Legion, which helps veterans and their families. So we are very supportive of veterans, and I don't know that much about the British forces, but I definitely am eager to learn, and I'm always up for anything you guys suggest. So if you do have suggestions, you can leave them in the chat, you put them in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, you can send us an email or whatever. I have a bunch of ideas, and any ideas that you guys have, I try to turn into something for us on the channel. I feel like this channel is for everybody. It's for all of us, so I try to do as much as I can with you guys in mind. And I don't see Falco, so hopefully he didn't have to like take a break and go throw up or something. Mick says, at my height, I had no chance at basketball, like living in the land of giants. Same here. There's no way. My sister's not tall. My niece is kind of tall though. She's really good, guys. Like she's really good. I hope to see her on the women's circuit at some point. She is really good. I love watching her play. I miss watching her play. Shout out to my girl. Miss you. Love you. Okay. Are you with us, Falco? Oh, don't tell me that we've lost him. Then we have to postpone it again. All right. I'm going to play it. I'm going to assume he's watching and listening. You played netball. Does that count? Netball is different because netball, isn't the hoop like in the middle of the court and then you don't have like the back thing? No, it doesn't count, TJ. Okay, so this is 126 Rifle Drill Display Team QCS. The YouTube channel is 126 City of Derby, I think you guys call it Derby, Squadron ATC. Right. Obviously, a huge commending on the music choice. You cannot go wrong with this song. So.
We're also the only air cadet squadron in the country allowed to do this. So they're the only cadet squadron allowed to do this. Oh, yeah. Okay. For some reason. Don't know why.
Oh. Does anyone know the reason why? Apparently the woman was saying that whoever was uploading this recording is they're the only cadet squadron allowed to do this. Does anyone know why? Okay, I love this kind of stuff, so I'm loving this. But I have a question. I'm pretty sure the American forces do this too, but I don't really understand why. Why do they still make the women wear skirts and dresses, and not everybody just wear pants? Like equality, right? Just my take. Strange, random observation, but if it was an American regiment doing the same thing, I would have the same commentary. Just FYI. Sorry about the background noise, guys. It's the video. There's nothing I can do about it. You can do the whole song. That's unusual for this kind of stuff. I like it though. Did you do this, Falco? Oh, you said that's the old Queen's Color Squadron. Oh, did I pick the wrong one? Did you do this? Do you have a video of you doing this? Do you want to share it? Because that would be fun. Spring Watch is on BBC at the moment. Ah, okay. I'll take it. That is fun. Is there more? There's a little bit more of the video. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything.
That's my daughter's mouth.
I love it. That would be me. That would totally be me. I'm like, yeah, that's my kid.
Did she get it from Mother?
No.
No, it's good. I like it. I approve. Like you need my approval, but I approve anyway. Very good. Love it. I love that kind of stuff. I actually in high school, I had some friends that were in marching band, and one of them was color guard. Two of them were color guard captains, which would like be the person yelling basically. And they did like winter guard as well, which is not necessarily marching band, which I know you guys don't really have here. It's basically that with instruments, and they're playing as well with like people like that have flags and rifles. Obviously they're mock rifles. But winter guard is the same thing except without the band part, and basically doing that. And me and my friend actually volunteered to follow them around for their season, to help like roadie for them, helps them set up their stage and all that kind of stuff. And it was really fun, and they ended up winning a championship. I'm sure it had to do with how we set up the stage, obviously, but I'm just saying, it's kind of cool. Trooping the color, it's not on the 6th. Is it? Sorry, I've the American dates. It's not on the 7th. I thought it was the weekend after. Because we're planning on going this year. I thought it was the weekend after, though. Disco. You're freaking me out, Disco. Okay. Before we get to the controversial topics of the SAS versus the Navy SEALs, I want Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs. I want to give props to a fellow Jerseyan. A 4th grade little boy calls out RFK Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., who is the Secretary of Health and Human Services for the United States, about his reluctance to, or his advocation for not getting your child vaccinated because he believes it leads to autism. And now he's running Health and Human Services for the United States. But this little boy apparently has a lot to say about that. And it was something that I definitely wanted to hear. This is from NJ.com, which is a statewide online publication, media publication in New Jersey.
Recently, the U.S. Secretary of Health, RFK Jr., made false comments about autism, like people with autism are broken, that autism is caused by vaccines, and that people with autism will never have jobs or families. But that's not true. I have autism and I'm not broken, and I hope that nobody in Princeton Public Schools believes RFK Jr.'s lies. Autism and all disabilities should be taught in the Princeton Public Schools.
Okay. He's from Princeton. Shout out to Princeton, which is right where I grew up, near where I grew up. And for those of you who don't know, Princeton's a huge university town, and the university is actually where Albert Einstein taught. So, and it's a beautiful town. If you ever get to go to New Jersey, go to Princeton. The university itself, the campus is gorgeous, but the town is beautiful, and there's tons to do there. Shout out to this little boy. Immediately love him and want to adopt him. And not just because he's from New Jersey.
Curriculum at all grade levels because it will raise awareness, increase acceptance, and improve the quality of life for kids with disabilities. But first, here's a quote from a Changing Perspectives article called Disability Inclusion in Education. A truly inclusive environment does not value one marginalized group over another. Instead, it recognizes the unique backgrounds of all members of the community, including but not limited to cultural heritage, religion, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender, disability, or any other differences. Princeton Public Schools already recognizes Autism Awareness Month, but not much. There are posters in the cafeteria that say to be kind and inclusive. Students wear blue on April 2nd, but we are never taught about the spectrum of autism. Kids need...
Okay. Very, very true. I don't know if it's true of stuff here, but that kind of stuff in America, they're very big on like he said, like the ribbons and the posters, but they don't actually focus on any real education or making sure the kids understand what's happening. It is a very recent thing in the last decade or so in America where special needs children are actually intertwined with the regular, I hate to say it like that, with the average students, with the, as part of the entire population. Previously, like when I was in school, they were separated in a separate class. So, and we didn't really ever learn about it. And we never really, we knew of them. And I remember seeing people with disabilities throughout the school, but we never really interacted with them. And we never really had any kind of assembly with them or anything like that. Just saying. So it is very important, in my opinion, that we have conversations about it and that we tell our kids about these things that are out there and that it isn't a taboo or subject or it isn't a separation of us and them. You guys are much better about just including everybody here. And I love that. And I really wish the US could take a note from you guys on that. So my commentary on that part I was going with was that it is better, like they're at least recognizing it and they're trying to, just have classrooms with everybody in them, but it's still not enough, really.
Need to be taught more about the different kinds of autism. That autism is a natural variation in the genes that you are born with, not caused by vaccines, and about successful people with autism. The lesson should also be extended to other disabilities like ADHD, cerebral palsy, blindness, deafness, dyslexia, apraxia, and more. This is important because it will teach kids how to accept people with disabilities. Accepting someone means really understanding someone for who they are and not minding their differences. I want
Brits. Remember that.
everyone to know that people with autism and other disabilities are not tragedies, but just different, like all people. If everyone understood more about autistic people and about other people with other disabilities, they would know more about how to treat them, what their lives are like, and that they don't need to be fixed or cured. This will help kids with disabilities have a better life. When people are aware of disabilities and are accepting them, they will have friends and less bullying. Also, the teachers might be more aware because they learned about the disabilities also. Kids and teachers should know more about disabilities so they do not believe RFK Jr. is right about autism, and they choose to treat them in a nice way that is good for the kid. By knowing more about it, kids and teachers will be nicer to the kids with disabilities. This is important to me in Princeton Public Schools because I have a disability and I noticed that disabilities were not being taught, only a few people mentioning autism. When teaching about culture, we teach many different cultures to accept them better because that's what disabilities are like, a culture of differences. Princeton Public Schools must add this to the curriculum of all grades and students so that we don't have people like RFK Jr. in the future. I want to end with the district mission statement. Our mission is to prepare all of our students to lead lives of joy and purpose as knowledgeable, creative, and compassionate citizens of a global society. Adding disabilities to kids' education will make them knowledgeable and compassionate and help kids with disabilities to lead lives of joy and purpose.
Oh my God. That kid was incredible. I have so much more hope for America's future. Wow. That is amazing. What a fantastic kid. Way to call some people out. Way to call the district out, the school district, about their own motto and using it as a reason to include this education. This kid's my hero. Okay? I'm sorry. He's my hero. I'm not sorry. He's fantastic. And I'm really glad I shared that. I purposely didn't watch it so that I could watch it with you guys. I am beaming with pride right now as a fellow Jerseyan. This kid is amazing. And he's going to go on to do amazing things. Shout out to him. He's 100% right. There's nothing really I can argue with that he said. And I love that this kid is calling out a freaking, high profile politician. It's fantastic. I wasn't sure if it was autism or not, Disco, and I wasn't sure if you wanted to share it. So I didn't say anything, but since you're sharing it, I'm sharing it. I mean, I've known people with autism. I know people with ADHD, of all ages. I've known people with disabilities. I always tried to treat everybody as compassionate and as fair as possible. But like I said, I wasn't brought up that way at all. And I do think it makes a difference that they're, included in everything and that you have a conversation about it. I don't believe in hiding stuff from people. And it's definitely not vaccines, guys. There's plenty of studies that have shown that it's not the vaccines, okay? Nick says, we had these same fears about the vaccinations about 10 years ago, and I'm now 71. My mom got me vaccinated for everything that was going. Thanks. I've gotten vaccinated. You need to have vaccines in order to go to school in the US, which I assume is similar here, something along those lines. But you can't enroll your kid in public school if they're not vaccinated. So, like, I don't know, if there's one or two cases that were linked, or they already had these, I think, what did he say? There was some types of gene separation or something like that. I don't know that any vaccine might have brought it on or anything like that. I'm not a medical person. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. But I do know there's lots of studies out there saying there's really no links. And I'm going to protect my kid from as much as I possibly can. I'm lucky enough that my child doesn't have any disabilities, but you have to treat the kids compassionately and educate the other kids around them so that they can be functional. Everybody can be functional adults in the real world. TJ says, when you say Britain with a T, I'll accept. Rodden, oh, hi Rodden, thank you for joining. Says, I'm 72 CP and went to state schools. I wasn't separated from the other kids in the 50s. I don't know. I don't know why they did it. I don't think it's like that now in the US, but they did it when I was in school. They did it. Maybe it's just my area. If I go to Trooping in Color, he loves going. You may meet him. Oh, yeah, we're going to try to actually go this year. So fingers crossed we make it, because we did try it last year and something came up at the last minute and we couldn't. But we're going to try this year. I'd like to. Okay. Anyways, I had to give him a shout out. I definitely was interested in what he had to say. And he obviously is a very brave child, and we reward bravery and those who are willing to speak their minds here. Okay. Shall we do the SAS Navy SEAL thing? You guys want to see? All right. So this is from the infographics show. Hopefully I won't get copyrighted on this. I did ask them for permission, but they didn't get back to me. So we're going to just take a chance. I've been getting copyrighted a lot lately, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I think that's one of the things that drives you guys crazy. Okay. So British SAS soldiers versus U.S. Navy SEALs military training comparison. So let's see.
The British Army Special Air Force, aka SAS, began operations in 1941 during the Second World War. The reason for having such a specialized set of soldiers was to get behind enemy lines and attack them from within, or at least destroy what they could while gaining intelligence. It still takes part in operations that involve the United Kingdom, but as it's very much a covert special forces unit, much of what the SAS does is a secret. The Navy SEALs, Sea, Air, and Land Team, was formed much later when President John F. Kennedy established them in 1962.
I think the SAS was established during the World War II. Is that right? I'm pretty sure I saw a movie on that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. You guys will correct me if I'm wrong, though, I'm sure.
As a clandestine unit which, like the SAS, would take on special missions much of the time in very hostile environments. They also act under a veil of secrecy and are sometimes referred to as America's Secret Warriors. If both these units are so secretive, then how does one get a job with them? Well, with the SAS, there is a small problem to begin with if you are a mere civilian. They won't allow you to apply. So to start with, you must already be in the British Armed Forces or be a soldier in the British Commonwealth. Another way to get in,
I think it's the same in America. You have to be approached already. You have to be an active member of the military you have to already be an active member of the military and then be approached by someone in order to join. I know you have to do that for like the CIA and some of the other like covert spy areas. So I would assume it's similar to the Navy SEALs, but I know there's a rigorous like selection process as well.
is to join the SAS reserves, and they do accept civilians. As long as you've passed the reserve training and worked with them at least 18 months, you can apply to work in the SAS proper. To apply for the SAS, you should be between 18 and 32 years of age and be in amazing physical and mental shape. You'll be required to do at least a 3-year stretch. Women can apply, but have so far been excluded from most combat movements. To apply, you must...
Why? Why? I want to know why. Come on. Come on, Britain. Why?
must accept that you know the harsh demands expected of you, people have died during training, and that means signing an Army General Administrative Instruction form. You're basically acknowledging you are willing to go through hell. Next comes the medical.
Okay, you have to, people have died during the training. Shit. There's really not much I can say about that. Hi, Stephen Fields. Thank you for joining.
The battle fitness test, which will mean running fully kitted or squatted for 1.5 miles in 15 minutes. Apparently 10% of applicants don't even make it past this point. That pace for even an average person in running shoes and shorts isn't too bad. Now you start your real training. To join the Navy SEALs, you need to be a natural-born or naturalized American between the ages of 18 and 28, although at 17 you can join if your parents say it's okay. If you want to become an officer, you can be up to the age of 33. The first woman ever started the training in 2017, but dropped out soon after. You'll need to have a clean record, and many background checks will be done. You'll then undergo physical and mental tests, including an eye test to make sure you have under 20/70 vision. As for what shape you must be in, well, you are going to go through hell with the SEALs, so they suggest you follow their Navy Special Warfare Physical Training Guide. This includes lots of long and short swims and runs, lots of interval training, as well as other workouts. As for other strength training, their gym workouts basically tell you you'll have to be as strong as a bull as well as have all the cardio attributes. You'll be screened before you can start training, and that will mean you must show that you can run 1.5 miles in 11 minutes, but not squatted. This also comes after a 500-yard swim in 12.5 minutes.
All right, I'm already exhausted. I would have never made it in the forces on either side of the pond.
42 push-ups, 50 sit-ups, and 6 pull-ups, all with a short rest in between. Once you actually start training with the SAS, the first phase lasts 4 weeks. This will test your endurance and ability to navigate through the wilderness, that being a harsh mountain range in Wales. In 2015, a young recruit died during this exercise just half a kilometer from the end. He died at the part nicknamed VW Valley, standing for Voluntary Withdrawal Valley. 2 other soldiers died that day too, leading to an inquest into the treatment of soldiers. Some of the activities in the mountains included
They just kind of glossed over that. 3 people died. Wow.
15-mile hike to start with. Those that can get through that then have to do a 40-mile hike carrying a 55-pound backpack, a rifle, plus their food and water. They are not allowed to use any established trails, but they do have a map and a compass. After that, they can rest a bit and start the weapons training phase, as well as do parachute training. After that, there is 6 weeks of jungle training, usually in the rainforests of Belize, Borneo, or Brunei. The last phase is called Escape and Evasion, which will mean being forced into some horrible survival scenarios, as well as learning how to handle being interrogated. This will include humiliations and other psychological harassment, as well as being blindfolded, deprived of sleep, given nothing to eat or drink, being put in stress positions, imprisoned in a small cage, and having to listen to loud noises all the time. SAS tough guy turned novelist said physical injuries finish a lot of people off during training, but you need a lot of strength of will to get through the psychological stuff. In 2016,
Jesus, some people are like mentally want to do it and they just they can't handle it physically. Their body just gives out. Oh my God.
the Washington Times reported that 1 Navy SEAL died in 3 out of the last 4 training classes. One was a drowning, another a suicide, and another a car crash after drinking heavily.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm laughing. But how? Obviously, the drowning and the suicide are extremely tragic, but somebody died driving drunk as a Navy SEAL trainee. I'm just going to leave that out there like that.
The post states that the 6-month training will include a 7-day stretch of little sleep, self-induced hypothermia, and brutal physical conditioning known as Hell Week. It's Hell Week where most recruits drop out. The training in Colorado starts with 5 weeks of pre-training in class. Get through that and you enter the realm of pain and indignity. The Navy SEALs website doesn't go into specifics, but states that you'll be tested to your limits of fatigue. This will include running through sand, swimming in oceans, sometimes in the middle of the night with your clothes on, rappelling down cliffs or buildings at speed, enduring cold and heat, getting lost and finding ways out, combat training, long-distance underwater dives, weapons and explosives training, mission planning, tactics training, and more. Hell Week seems to be the worst part. One soldier described it as being—
That's all in 1 week? Dang. That's 1 week. No wonder most people like drop out at that time.
being designed to put you through 24/7 days of no rest and continual harassment. From his class of 300, only 19 completed the training. In all, it will last 5.5 days and you'll almost continuously be pushed to your limits. You are allowed no more than about 4 hours sleep during the entire training. You'll also have to deal with integration in what's called the survival, evasion, resistance, and escape phase. Former SEAL Brandon Webb said it will involve sacks over your head, being beaten with sticks, and humiliation. It's here, he said, that
I wonder if that kind of stuff is happening in the SAS and they just obviously, because it's so much more secretive, they don't talk about it. But that, like, why? I don't understand the subjection to that. There's got to be, I guess you have to be like conditioned to withstand it to an extent, but it's difficult for me to not find it cruel.
some people lose their minds. At least after that, you get some classroom time. For 7 weeks, you'll also have a land warfare phase as well as parachute training. If you pass it all, you'll be given the Navy SEAL Trident, but then have to do advanced training. This will include sniper, communications, and free fall parachute training. Once you are done, you'll have way more weapons to use than a regular soldier. In the SAS, this will include a C8 carbine assault rifle, an ultra-compact individual weapon, an M16, an HK MP5 submachine gun, an HK 417 sniper rifle, an AW-50 anti-material rifle, handguns, tear gas, canister launchers, stun grenades, rocket launchers, portable anti-personnel mines, grenade launchers, surface-to-air missiles, and many more things it will take too much time to talk about. You'll also, of course, get all the kit, including things like body armor. According to the Navy SEALs website, your regular SEAL on land will carry such things as the Colt Automatic Rifle 15, the M60 machine gun, M203 grenade launchers, a shotgun, an SASR 50 caliber sniper rifle, an M107 anti-material rifle, a Beretta M9 handgun, a 20mm Gatling.
Do they need all those? I mean, each individual person is getting this. It's not like these are all locked up in a place somewhere and you take them out with you on a mission when you go. Seems like a lot.
Gun and AT-4 rockets. Again, these are just some of the most used weapons, as the list is endless. So, who do you think has the best training? Do you think you could get through it? Let us know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out our other video called The Top 10 Most Powerful Militaries.
I can tell you right now, no. I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it. I don't know if I'd make it in regular. I definitely wouldn't make it in regular military either. The minute someone started yelling in my face, I'd fucking lose my mind. But this is why I have so much respect for people who are in the military. And if you are able, if you volunteer for this, right? And you're willing to put yourself through this, and then you do all these dangerous missions after the fact, like, wow. Like, how can you not respect that? I'm in awe. Like, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Wow. Long range desert group. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think you're right, Stephenfield. I do think it was definitely in that around that time frame. I don't know the exact timing, but I do remember watching a documentary about it. The LRDG was a separate unit which already existed when the SAS was formed. Oh. Okay. Women just can't complete the training. Clearly. Oh, Colin says one woman has now joined. All right, I might have gotten a little overly defensive too soon on the woman thing. I admit it. The LRDG worked with the SAS, so it's sometimes assumed that it's the same unit. That's fair. Dies from dehydration. Oh, guys. Hello, Bobby Graham. Thank you for joining. SAS, best elite military force in the world, started in World War II with David Sterling and Blair Patty Main. Thank you. Thank you for joining. SAS was taxied by the LRDG when parachuting was deemed hard in the desert. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. It took me a second to figure out what you were saying. But I think it's just I'm still kind of half thinking about all of the stuff they have to go through. 1966 was the only year no one died in the UK forces. That's depressing as hell. I'm with you, Diane. I can't believe anybody does it, gets through it without losing their minds. No, I hear you. I hear you, Disco. I get it. I'm just saying, like, I get to judge it from my very comfy, non-violent room, right? So my privileged, status. So my thought process is the humanity of it. But yeah, that's obviously what they're training for. They're obviously training for if they get captured or they're behind enemy lines and they encounter, insurgency or any of that. I get it. Wow. Yeah, I know. The thing is, TJ, I know I'm a bit like, I'm not naive. I know it happens. I know there's really evil people out there, but I just, in my mind, can never fathom hurting someone that bad at all for any reason, unless I was defending myself or my child. I mean, I would fight back, but more just to get away, not to hurt that person, even if they were trying to hurt me or my child. I know this is terrible. It's not terrible. I acknowledge that this stuff happens and people aren't like me, but it's just hard for me because that's my natural thought process and mindset. It's hard for me to sometimes to get into the heads of this stuff actually happens. I get it. It does. And they have to prepare. And of course, I want them all as prepared as possible so that as few people die as possible. But wow, it's a lot. Jesus Christ, it's a lot. I've already failed this. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. I'm with you, Manny. I didn't make it very far either. Pretty much the hello. Falco says the SAS have the mentality that they will succeed or die trying, and that's why they have deaths in selection training. It's still, it's still honorable. I'm not taking it away from them, and they deserve, to be recognized. It's just, like I said, I'm just looking at it from my own point of view, obviously. I would have a hard time participating in something voluntarily that I know people have died in. Yeah, they would need a big rucksack. You're right, Stephen. Big rucksack for all that stuff. All those guns. Yeah, I'm with you, Diane. I don't think anyone thought you were criticizing. I agree, though. It is amazing that people can survive that. It is, and then go on to do all of these missions as well. That's incredible. You never know what you might need. It's probably the same amount of guns as some of the Americans have. Lorena, you're from Texas, right? You've probably seen some people with that many guns out there. So easy to get a gun in Texas. It is so they are captured, they won't crack under interrogation, give away secrets. I hear you, Nick. Watch the documentary on the Iranian embassy siege in London. I will. They broke protocol once to rescue one of their own. Rodden says, Mandy, watch Get Some In. It was a TV comedy series set in the 50s, and it was about national service in the RAF. It could never be shown again as it was so on PC. The full series is on YouTube. All right. I will add that to my list. Thank you for the suggestion, Rodden. Steven says, bad things happen like the neighbors from hell are back in the Premier League. I don't know what you're referring to, but as a football thing, I know that. Disco, I remember when that happened, the poor policewoman, I think she was only 19. Oh, I got to check that out now. Sunderland? I don't know where's Sunderland. Where's Sunderland, guys? Sorry. I don't know where it is. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. All right. So what do y'all want to talk about? You want to talk about this? You want to talk about that? It's in the Northeast. So, okay. I still have a hard time with you all saying the North and the South. Oh, Sunderland is by Newcastle. I feel like I probably should have known that because I knew a Geordie. And I think that they were from Sunderland, now that you say it. Damn. Lorena says, apart from police, I've never seen anyone open carry. There's a shooting range a few miles from me and people go out there, but I've not seen anyone open carry one with a gun. Oh, you're lucky. I have. It is kind of intimidating. To be fair, they were nice and everything, but yeah. Oh, I'm on Geordie in the room. I have no idea if I did that right. I'm sure I did it. I'm sure I didn't do it at all. Watch Royal Navy gun race or manning the mast. I think they are on my list. Disco. Talk about why you don't want to bump into me, TJ says. All right, we got 2 votes for the Navy gun race. I don't want to bump into you because you're mean. Remember what you told me to call you? You told me to call you, to not call you the lovely, that I was telling lies about you by saying stuff like that. So you kind of scared me. What do you want me to say? Oh, really? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Geordies and non-Geordies. I was not trying to be offensive. Okay, Navy gun race. So is there a specific one you want me to, because there's a few years here. It says the last, it says not the last. We got some from the 90s. We got some from the 80s. Any clue, you guys? Not the last. Not the last. That's what you all say. Okay, not the last. Here we go. One sec. Get all set up here. All right. Royal Navy Field Gun Competition, 1999, not the last, by the YouTube channel Incongra. I hope that they don't copyright me. Okay. Here we go.
The traditional march.
By the way, I don't know anything about this. I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about it at all. Just FYI.
Gone to Hearts of Oak, and the line from it, "Come cheer up, my lads, 'tis the glory we steer," seems particularly apposite tonight. He's had the role for 17 years, and Lieutenant Commander Ken Mathers takes charge of the last run of a competition which has been part of the Royal Tournament since 1907. And the last 36 of some 15,000 men who've taken part in this trial of strength, verve, determination, sheer guts, prepare to give their all. The atmosphere is tingling, the tension palpable in the crowd as well as down there on the arena. Now come the two trainers to report they're ready. Petty Officer Mac McShane of the Fleet Air Arm, Chief Petty Officer Pat Patilla of Portsmouth. Each has had the run 6 times, and they can hardly make themselves heard in the noise. The thunder flash is lit, and they'll be off at the bang. First to the home wall, they round it, and then everything has to come over the top of it.
What?
Neck and neck at the opening, and they go then forward to the home ramp, where a 28-foot spar is attached to sheer legs, and the first man will get across the 28-foot supposedly bottomless pit. Up goes the spar with the sheer legs. Who's over first? It's Portsmouth's first to land a man. Now in goes the 10-foot spar on the enemy ramp. The wires are established, and here come the men and wheels on the Traveller. The wheels 120 pounds each. The gun carriage will be next, 350 pounds. And the heaviest part is still to come. Absolutely nothing in it.
So they have to break it apart and get it across all of these obstacles and then put it back together. I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm not even looking at the chat because I just want to be surprised and do a real reaction for you guys. But I am already flabbergasted.
The moment, here's the barrel. Over 900 pounds. And down it goes into the carriage. Now the other wheels, they call them the speedy wheels because they're taken straight to the hole in the enemy wall, and everything has to go through there. The limber last to arrive. That's just 345 pounds. The gun and the carriage going through, and the Fleet Air
Love it. He's like, it's just 345 pounds. It's not that much.
Arm have gained time here. They're ahead of Portsmouth. They get to the enemy line where they have to fire 3 rounds. Limber must arrive there in time. Everybody kneeling. Definitely the Fleet Air Arm just ahead. Had a moment to catch the breath before the run back.
I don't know what to say. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't expect them to take it apart and like move it on a zip line, basically. Wow. Then they got to go back and do it again? I'm intrigued.
The cartridges away, and the thoughts of the men who inspired this race with the carrying of naval guns to help relieve Ladysmith from the Boers a century ago must be a million miles away. They came from HMS Powerful and Terrible. Well, who's feeling what now? And the times, 1 minute 25.66 for Portsmouth, 123.8 for the Fleet Air Arm. They're up by 1.86 seconds, no penalty points. The bugler sounds retire, wait for the G note. And it'll be over the enemy wall this time.
You have to wait for a specific note. That's so unique. I have never seen anything like this before in my life.
And the Fleet Air Arm slightly increasing their lead. That's been a good wall for them, the enemy wall. First wheels are away. Limber follows them this time. Head down as the Traveller comes in. every man doing his job, and that's what is absolutely vital. Over now comes the barrel, and that'll be slung under the sheer legs to await the carriage. Portsmouth are catching up. They may even have gone slightly ahead. Here comes the carriage. There's very, very little in it, but I still think Portsmouth have moved up a little bit. It's in under the gun. The last two wheels come, and now they wait for the man called the Flying Angel, who comes with the 10-foot spar. And down will crash the sheer legs. They get to the gun. They've got to be all needing 3 more runs to fire. It's so close. And we're having the cracking final run that history demanded. Just the home run remains.
The home run. Wow.
Just, how dare I? And they wait at the home wall, through which everything this time must go. And Portsmouth have closed the gap. 0.6 of a second divides the two.
So now they have, the last part is they have to get everything over the last wall. I think that's what I'm understanding. Again, I'm not looking at the chat on purpose because I don't want to be, I want to see if I'm right.
Teams, they were faster on the run back, 59.81 to 1 minute 107. Still no penalty points. Everyone now.
I am nervous. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, you've totally, like, I'm totally into this.
Poised for the last notes from bugler Jesse James, who will sound the ceasefire. And through the wall they go. And the gun is put together again. Away go Portsmouth, but Fleet have the slightly tighter turn, and I think they're going to do it. It's the axle across the line, and it does so now.
Go!
It's over. They run down and wait for the official result. What a race.
Wow. That was nothing like what I expected it to be. All right, let's find out who won.
But as they come back, the crowd are on their feet. They're being given a wonderful reception.
Have any of you ever done this or seen this in person? Please let me know in the chat. Or if you know where I could go see this in person.
Well, the field gunners call for public support. And my heaven, they're certainly getting it. If the final night crowd is a fair judge, the popular vote demands that this race should live on. A youngster calls for more applause, and it's enough to take grown men close to tears. And the final running times, Portsmouth 2 minutes 46.68 seconds. The Fleet Aram 2 minutes 45.71. No seconds added for penalty points. The Fleet Aram have won the last run by 0.9 of a second.
Wow.
And now to the presentation. You see,
We get a trophy and everything 0.9 sec, like less than a second. That's insane.
the battery commander in the arena. And the first cup to be presented is the Interport Challenge Cup, also known as the Points Cup. And this year, it has been won by Devonport.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to get to see that, but okay. Wow. That was so, it was like a choreographed dance. It was so synchronized and precise. I thought they were like gonna like have to just race around the track with the cannon, like drag it or something. That's fantastic. I would love to see that in person. It's amazing. I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to. I thought you guys were kind of like, oh, you know, just to see an American react to something very British. But that was really cool. Like, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for suggesting that, because that was fantastic. Shout out to Disco and TJ. Wow. I was so into it too. I was so into it. Oh, I couldn't imagine what it's like to be there live. Have you guys seen it? All right. Manning the Mask. That was the next one that came up. Don't know if we'll have time to watch it though. We did that. Lorena, it says, I have a few friends that own guns, but they kept them locked up. My husband, the former RAF corporal, is the one that's gone out to that range. I'm not even going to acknowledge you, TJ. Okay, so late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, I went to see the Royal Tournament about 3 times. Disco, I'm so jealous. Be prepared to be shocked. I was shocked. I really enjoyed it, and it was fantastic. Hearts of Oak stems back to the Boer War. Jeez. We saw this years ago. Very impressive, Stephen says. It is impressive. Diane, I share your sentiment 1000%. It was absolutely incredible. Oh, thank you for that, Lorena. I'm definitely going to look that up. It's not, teamwork doesn't even describe it, TJ. Teamwork is like, I mean, teamwork's teamwork, right? But like, you have to be that. I mean, that was crazy. That I'm in awe. Whew. The Boer Wars in South Africa. Okay. Many broken fingers. I would think. I really didn't like anticipate the breaking apart and the zip line. That was some stuff. I would think some digits were definitely lost. Yes. The other thing, Falco says, the other thing worth watching is from the Royal Tournament is the musical drive of the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery. Wait, did we watch that once? Is that where they ride the horses around? Well, we might have watched that. I feel like that sounds familiar, or someone has suggested it before. Oh, they don't do it anymore? Oh. Falco, you did it in 92? Good for you. You went to see them during school outings? Oh, kind of jealous, Manny. I'm not going to lie. One of the universities did it once. I'm with you, Steven. I'm like, I can't believe they did it. That's fabulous. So the Royal Tournament, they have a bunch of those types of things, right? So they have the Manning the Mask. They have this, which I already forgot what it's called. That's friggin' fantastic. And then they have the horse artillery thing, right? They have more than that? Royal Navy, Royal Canadian Navy still use it. Whew. Guys, I have to admit, I owe you. I thought it was going to be a little bit boring, to be honest with you, but it wasn't at all. It was fantastic. Thank you for suggesting it. We are going to end on that high. Thank you for suggesting it. Thank you for all your suggestions. I really enjoyed the RAF, the drill display. Obviously, shout out to the little boy from New Jersey, represent. And obviously, shout out to the SAS soldiers, the Navy SEALs, and general shout out to all of our veterans that are here in the chat, as well as part of this channel, and as well as across the globe. whether you're British, whether you're American, no matter where you're from, if you decide to put your life on the line for your country, whether I am an ally or not, as a human being, I respect that, and you deserve to be taken care of, and you deserve to be recognized. And I see you, and I recognize you, and I appreciate your service. That's all I can say, you guys. I mean, we're going to end it there. Shout out to everybody. Love you all. Have a fantastic week. Please stay safe out there. And we'll see you next week, because we're here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. And the next show is only going to be better when you guys are there. So love you all. See you next time.